In order to protect the bundle of wicker that can be exchanged for money, my grandfather was seriously injured. He fell out of bed and fell unconscious. Xiaohua stayed by her grandfather's side, holding grandpa's hand tightly. Tears kept falling. He cried and told his grandfather that he had taken the first place in the whole grade. Let grandpa wake up quickly and look at his report card. Xiaohua was very scared. She was afraid that her grandfather would leave her. Grandpa, she was really helpless. No one will ever love her like her grandfather again. Everyone present was deeply moved by the affection of this old and young. Fortunately, grandpa did not have great love. Finally, slowly woke up. The kindness of Xiaohua. Just like the warm sun in spring, there will be a day when the fried ice will melt. On this day, when the herbs were boiling medicine, they accidentally burned their feet. Happened to be Xiaohua, who came back from school and met Xiaohua. Instinctively, wanted to step forward to help Shenyang, but it was quilted. I only thought about the lifeguard's own medicine.
You can take a fancy to a girl like Xiaohua, who is the parent and the daughter-in-law in the previous life.
You treated her like that, and she didn't say anything about your immortal little flower's hand.
This afternoon, Xiaohua was studying in the yard. Overheard the conversation between my uncle and Shenyang say, eating 100 grasshoppers can cure the infertility of vanilla. Bill frowned when he heard this. The people in the village live by growing crops. Time is more precious than anything else. He has no leisure to catch grasshoppers at all. After a few casual words, he left. But my uncle's unintentional complaint, but it was firmly remembered by the little flowers in the yard. In order to let Shenyang give birth to a baby flower, every day after school, I quietly went to catch grasshoppers for Shenyang. At first, you can catch it closely. The grasshoppers in the square round stone were all caught by him. He could only go further into the mountains. Every time I get home, it was already dark, and my grandfather saw that he came home late every day. There were still grass crabs and mud on his body, thinking that he was playful. Forgetting to go home, he couldn't help but reprimand him with a straight face. Xiaohua pursed her lips aggrievedly, looking at her grandfather's worried eyes. After all, I told the truth. When the vanilla learns that the little flower returns late every day, it was actually to help himself catch grasshoppers. When she originally dreamed of having a child, she was completely moved. The hostility to Xiaohua has hidden selfishness and prejudice for a long time. It collapsed in an instant. She couldn't have imagined that the wild child she had always disliked was using the most clumsy, in the purest way, silently felt sorry for himself. The next day, the sun rose as usual, but this family has quietly undergone earth-shaking changes. Grandpa came back from working in the fields. As soon as I entered the yard, I was stunned. After keeping an herb busy in the kitchen, it was killing chickens again. It is chopped fish again, and the yard is full of food. At this time, Xiaohua also got out of school. When I got home, I immediately put down the work in my hand, smiled and took Xiaohua's hand, and brought her into the house. Put on new clothes, sewn by her own hands. Xiaohua touched the brand new clothes on her body. A look of disbelief. Growing so big, this is the first time she has worn new clothes. Her eyes were full of surprise when she looked at her grandfather. Then he timidly approached the vanilla. His eyes were full of gratitude. In the house at night, Grandpa and Xiaohua were both wearing new clothes and sitting neatly at the dinner table. Xiaohua is also the first time she has seen such a large table of sumptuous dishes. His eyes were full of joy, and his grandfather took his son's hand with red eyes, solemnly pleaded, "If one day I am gone, be kinder to this poor child." Xiaohua was flattered and picked up the chicken leg that Shenyang had given her. This is how big she has grown. The first time I ate chicken legs and came to this house, before, she couldn't even eat herbs with a full meal. I also thought about stepping on the little flower windmill at the beginning. Sincerely apologized. He also specially bought a brand new windmill to compensate Xiaohua.
Shenyang will not call Shenyang Nyang in the future.
Since the death of my parents and grandma, Xiaohua's cry has always been forbearant and depressing. Nowadays, she was finally able to release all the grievances in her heart, in the arms of Vanilla, crying like a real child. A choked mother's thorn, wearing 10 years of frost, melt all barriers. This scene reminds people of that children's song. A child with a mother is like a treasure, and a child without a mother is like a grass. And Xiaohua is the truest portrayal, the change of the family. It also touched the whole village. Everyone donates spontaneously, and those who have money contribute money. Strong contributions, one after another, have reached out, helped this special family. Grandpa looked at this heavy kindness. Instantly, tearful eyes were full of emotion. The village chief also took this opportunity to tell the secret that had been hidden in his heart for 30 years. In fact, Bao Shu is also an orphan picked up during the famine. In order to feed this bloodless baby, my grandfather never married. He was raised alone. Even in his twilight years, he was still releasing his kindness with all his might, guarding the people around you. After learning the truth, Baozu plopped, kneeling in front of his father and bursting into tears. At this moment, he finally understood his father's body of the hook building that cut the wicker. He has already supported him for a lifetime. The warmest spring in the world is never in season, but in the palm of his arms which leaned over and embraced his suffering. 4 family members who are not related by blood, at this moment, hug each other tightly. Under the word love is the sustenance and warmth of 3 generations. 14 years later, Xiaohua became the first college student in the village. Grandpa holds Xiaohua's college admission letter, over and over again, gently wiping. I was so happy that I couldn't get along. His mouth and eyes were full of pride and relief. Vanilla brought it to my grandfather's newly made cotton pants. The family sits together. They are very proud of Xiaohua. After graduating from college, Xiaohua lived up to the expectations of her grandparents and the whole village. She resolutely chose to return to the mountain village. He became a mountain village teacher he had been waiting for a long time, using what he had learned. In return for this upbringing, he grew up. Give him a place of warmth and love, and pass on this love and kindness forever. The film does not have flashy scenes. There is no thrilling plot, but he earned enough tears with the most simple family affection. What touched me the most was that Xiaohua gave up the outside world when she grew up. Back to the mountain village. When the teacher repays with a sound, the land that raised her, love and kindness are best continued in her. After reading Nuan Chan, let me understand. The most precious thing in the world is never blood, but sincerity and companionship. May we all have good intentions in a heartless world. Live affectionately. May every kind person be treated gently.